We are moving on to brand new, and here it is, Labradorite. It's first piece of Labradorite that we've had tonight, $129 and change. It was saved exclusively for us. It's a stunning price for a stunning piece. I'll purposely not move the one on set so you can see even when it's still and stationary, it is full of the energy and life. Look at the one on Val. Again, Val's not really moving, and you can see the Labrador essence come to life. There's a femininity to this, there's a prettiness to this because of the pear shapes. It's the first time I've seen that on a necklace in Labradorite. And I do want to let you know, just before we dive into this, there is a cuff. I'm going to grab this cuff over here. There is a Labradorite cuff that's available as well. It's called the Wavy Labradorite. It's down to $179. I honestly think this will be as popular as the necklace. Jay, both premium examples of why we fell in love with Labradorite.
Okay, and you know, the thing with this is this, okay, the Labradorite. So for anybody who has been around Labradorite, there's good Labradorite, there's bad Labradorite.
Yes.
But you can even have the best Labradorite. And if you don't have a lapidurist that knows how to orient this material and cut this material, you can turn the best Labradorite into nothing.
Exactly.
And, you know, and I've
Lose
seen
all the
quality. No. I can tell you, I've actually done it. I've seen some of my best Labradorite. Give it to somebody to cut that doesn't know how to orient the fire and really chase the fire in this, especially on these big freeform beads like this. Or especially in cabochons. But this is spectacular. And this is really a prime example of labradorescence. And this is Labradorite's own property. Now, even though there's a lot of material, it takes a certain grade of material to have that kind of labradorescence in it. But honestly, if you know, you could have that same high-grade material if you don't cut it right, if you don't chase the fire, if you don't look at the fire lines when you're cutting this. It's not something you can just blindly cut.
No.
It's not something you can slice up
It's a skill.
And then just start cutting it, right, and cut the shapes and expect it to look like this. It's really an art form to be able to get this color like this. This is all natural. Here again, completely natural. I love the cuff. This is kind of, I call this my wavy gravy cuff.
Wavy
so it's
gravy.
a wavy gravy cuff with Labradorite. But look at the fire, look at the gleam, look at the glow on this. The necklace, same thing. Every one of them is, I guarantee you, the pear-shaped beads, the hand-shaped beads will all have superior fire. They were made for that. You've got iceberg Labradorite, which is more the clear, and then you've got the Madagascar material, which is the large teardrops. But look at the fire, look at the effervescence of this. I mean, it really, truly is killer.
It's magical, and I think we lean towards, very often, those stones that are magical. You think about opal, and you think about Labradorite, you think of tiger's eye. These are materials where there is that extra something about it, right? It's not, you know, plugged in, but it looks like it's
It does
alive.
look like it's on fire, like it's plugged in. It looks like you've got little neon lights
It does.
inside the natural material. And here again, that's all natural. But look at the blues, the greens.
Yeah.
Some of them will even have reds and purples in it, but you can see like the bluey blues, the golds, the greens.
You
know, and that is the property of labradorescence. Labradorite is one of the few raw natural materials that has its own property. So that you only find labradorescence in really high quality Labradorite.
Yeah.
That's the only place you find it. Now this comes out of Madagascar, but you know, there are several locations around the world that I've actually seen this. You know, the first time I ever got introduced to Labradorite was Canada.
In Canada?
In Canada, actually Nova Scotia is where I first got introduced to it. And it wasn't a huge amount or a big deposit, and it wasn't this grade, to be honest with you. But that was the first time I ever got introduced to it. And now, but they have different Labradorites, like there's a new Labradorite that we got out of Tanzania.
Okay, yes,
I mean,
you
so
mentioned
there are different sources of Labradorite. This material, though, comes from Tanzania and from Madagascar.
But I do think that one of the things we find certainly on HSN when we're presenting jewelry, there's always a lot of confusion about Labradorite. There's a lot of people that say this doesn't look like I would imagine it looks. So when Jay explains that there is certainly different qualities of Labradorite and certainly the way it is cut defines the way it's going to truly be, that's where it comes in. You separate the good from the great, and this is the great. When you put in your mind's eye what Labradorite should be, it's exactly this. I think where this turns it up a notch is in the styling, it's in the design. It's 18¼ inches with the 2 3/4 inch extender, right? So it's gonna fit an 18¼ to 21 shin neck, but it's those pear shapes. And is there any more prettier shape, Jay, any prettier silhouette than a pear? I don't think so.
Well, you know, even the pear, we did that because it's more of an exotic cut.
Absolutely.
Also, if you look at those aren't standard cuts, they're actually graduated, right? So, in every one of them, you can tell, here's the key thing. They're all, if you look at them really close, they're a little wider, a little smaller,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like that, and they are graduated, but they are literally hand cut, hand done, right? So every one of those was taken from the natural raw material. We did this all in-house. And they're cut from the natural rough material. And the big thing when you're cutting Labradorite and you're cutting these beads, you have to chase the fire lines. So it really is something that not every cutter can do it. I have cutters that I trust only, like my high-end exotic opals,
yes,
my precious opal, things like that I have a lot of money in. My really gem grade or gem silica materials or my gem grade turquoise, that I only let those cutters cut that because they're my most experienced and my most accomplished lapidarists. There are some of those cutters that cannot cut Labradorite. You have to have a certain skill to be able, there's only certain people that I have that work it, that actually can seem to see the fire lines and chase the fire lines consistently. I mean, anybody can do it and get lucky every now and then, but to consistently cut it and consistently chase the fire. If you look at every one of those, what do you see? There's not a single one of them that's dead, right?
None of them are duds.
All of the pear shapes, all of them have super, super fire.
Well, what a reaction. 100 already reserved, approaching 50% of our entire availability now, completely gone. I want to remind you of the cuff that's available. The wavy gravy is Jay gone.
My wavy gravy design. And that is, here again, this is what I'm proud of, is that the fact that we can do things like this, right? You can't, there's a vast amount of manufacturers that can't do these kind of designs.
Absolutely.
These are the kind of designs that I really take great pride in. The gallery looks on this. These are, again, they're all what I like to call wearable art, right? This is something that you can be proud of. These are the type of designs that you're going to hand down from generation to generation. They're high quality materials. The silver work is impeccable. And here again on silver, guys, if you think about this, silver's gone up 50% in the last 2 years. No, 50%. So silver is increased. I don't know about you, but what investment do you have on any market that went in the last 2 years that you've made 50% on? So this silver in general has not only, it has other uses, industrial uses, right? It does. Which is driving the price up. Also, people are hoarding and collecting it. So I just see the silver prices. Unfortunately, it's not something I'm happy about, by the way. But I see silver only climbing, climbing, climbing. So when you see these designs that have huge amounts of silver in it, it really is a value that you're not going to see down the road. Even the kind of value we're able to bring you, it's down the road, it's going to be much, much higher.
And just to explain why that is, this piece, inevitably, Jay, was commissioned by HSN, 18 months ago, maybe 12 months ago? So that's the pricing that was locked in all those months ago.
So what Adam's getting at is even when we built that, right, to come up with the price, our original price, we bought it on spot market back then, right? So the day we get the orders, the day we lock. So then we lock at what we call the spot price, right, for silver. So even since we built that, the price has even gone. So you still couldn't even build and sell that for even the original price. There's no way that you could even do it.
Thank you for your orders on the necklace. I'll let you know when it's sold out. We're about to hit 150 sold. It's just beautiful. The wavy bracelet, this cuff is available.